Right, 4 people in chat. That's good enough for us to start. So good evening, all 4 people. Ageka, Dude in the Park, Epic, and Kakarian. Welcome. Welcome. So, I was actually thinking here something. Kakarian, you're Kakarian 71, but now your numbers of subscription week months have actually surpassed your number at the end. Nice. Legaka, thank you for the 24 months, 2 years of loyal support. Very much appreciated. Right. And Dude in the Park, also with you. Thank you for the Prime for 13 months. Ooh. I guess it helps calling out people specifically by name to get resubs, I guess. We should do that some more. Anyway, we're going to be continuing on our journey. I wanted to play more Shapez 2, obviously. I love the game. And I'm also apparently the only one playing it, so that's a little bit sad, but I do enjoy it, and we're going to be playing it for a while, and then something else will come along. I don't know what it's going to be. I was kind of wondering about Dune Awakening, but then I saw that a post about like the only thing that exists in the end game is PvP content, and I was like, oh, that sounds awful. So yeah. That's probably not gonna happen. So we'll figure out what comes next. I do have a little bit of an idea, but there's also let's see. Let me just check my calendar just to not lie too much. Monday. There. Okay, so yeah. So let's see. This is Wednesday today. So I have Wednesday, tomorrow's day off for me, and then I'm back on Sunday, maybe on Saturday as well. I don't know. And then next week it's gonna be maybe Monday, probably. Ooh, Wednesday next week I have trench location with my daughter. She's graduating from 9th grade, so that's definitely something. Then Thursday and Sunday. Yeah, and then it's actually going on vacation. So, and it will be like 2 weeks of vacation where there might be like a random stream. So, I don't know. We'll see. So I'm probably not going to start anything new and massive, but then I'll be back in week 29. That's the 14th of August. 14th of July. And then we have like a week there. I'm thinking maybe just throwing in some more factorio along the way because, you know, that's always nice, I guess. And then that's also something we can always just put some little bit of effort into that without sort of starting up a new project. And then maybe after summer or during the summer, there's something else that comes along. Like, I remember some years ago where Ghost of Tsushima was coming out during the summer. That was just like an amazing summer present. It was so amazing to play Ghost of Tsushima during the summer break. Absolutely loved it. But, you know, you can't expect massive games like that to just come out of the blue. Can hope, but can't expect. So, yeah. Anything going on we should talk about going into the game? It's very limited crowd here. Maybe did I remember to post on Discord? Yes, but maybe I don't know. I don't know when Shapez 2 is going to sort of have run its course. It hasn't really run its course on YouTube yet, but yeah, I have a video. The next video is recorded, and we're going to be leveraging that today. And then we'll see. Then probably just over the summer. I still want to continue to do masterclasses, so we still have some backlog on that. But I'm really missing some new big thing to get hyped about, and I know that Captain Industry, it just wasn't it. And even if I had been diving in like head first, it still wouldn't have been like a massive thing. I just don't think so. I just don't think that it would have made any kind of waves. It would be nice. Like, I think the only thing that I have on the horizon is actually Dyson Sphere Program. That's a really big upcoming thing. And then whatever new stuff that we don't know about. There's also some interesting thing. Had an interview for citizenship today. Interesting, and hope you passed your citizenship tests. If you want to share what country it is the citizenship, you're very welcome, but you're also welcome to not share. So, there's all sorts of... I know that in Denmark you also have a citizenship test, and most Danes couldn't pass that, because that's some arbitrary things that are like, who the hell knows what the Nordic Council is? Like, no, what the hell is that? You're supposed to know that. Some obscure references to how legislation works in Denmark that no Dane knows how it works, and they're sort of like, oh, you have to pass it to become a citizen. So I don't know. It's weird. Right. Yeah. So let's dive in. But let's just get some traction on our play here. And that's Twitch update 2. It's not even update 2, but that's what the save game is called. Cyprus, already passed necessary tests. Now a month or two to wait for a decision. Nice. Well, I hope you you make it and become a... I don't know what people from Cyprus are called. Oh, right. I made this test thing here. And this is actually our final design that I'm going to use for... yeah. Yeah, this is the design we're going to be using for our stacker, 12-lane stacker, or yeah, 12-lane stacker. It's super nice because it's... I think I actually have one that's even nicer, don't I? The one in my blueprint book should be nicer. Yes, even nicer because it has less stuff on the comfort. So we'll just start by checking that on out. This is such a nice build. And I made it for the YouTube video to Cypriot. Right, of course. Alright, so this one, it is based on, I saw Triplex posted a screenshot, and then I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I optimized it a little bit further, because that one had like the straight ones, and then I thought that you could actually just do the curved ones and then just sort of bounce over, and then you have like a really efficient build here. But the idea of just going like this little block and then just pasting it exactly, like there's exactly room for it on this face. It's so cool. It like one tile off and it wouldn't work. And then it's actually really neat. Like you can see how well it functions. Like all the ground level, all the stuff from here goes into the first 4. This goes in there, and these 2. And the next ones here, they go 1 level up, and they go into that one, and to that one, and then they go into that one. So it works really well. They couldn't thank you for the tier 2 for 47 months. And then the second level here, this one goes straight in, and then goes down into number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the next one comes in here, and goes in there. So it goes into these 3, 4. And from the side, it's super easy. It just goes in, stays at level, bounces over, and stays at level. And the top floor is also pretty simple. This comes in, goes to the side, and drops down straight into it, actually. Like, really neat into it. So we actually have, like, a lot of dead space on the side that's not even used. So, yeah, very nice. Very nice. And then it goes out here. So, yeah, I love it. It's such a nice, it's really cool build. There you go. So that's the one we're going to be using, and we can now kill this because we have it in our blueprint area. So what are we going to do today? We are going to... I did build this one somewhere, didn't I? Yes, somewhere. Is it working? Wow, that's an awful mess. Well, I don't think it's working because... oh, right, it is. It's because it is working, and then now we just need to add something else on top of it. If you look at milestones, that's going to go over to pin pushers to get over here. That's fine. It doesn't get us anything. Well, it does get us an operator shape by completing this, which would be nice. And then we have tasks. We still have only 3 tasks we can do. So very much focus on milestones today, I think. Let's focus on milestones for that one first, and we kind of do the other one afterwards. So what is it that we need to do? Oh, it's like completely different. Yeah, I think I need to completely deconstruct this. I don't think any of this can be used for anything. Like the... Okay, let me take this one out, because that's a thing. And these can probably also work for something. There, some... There, those colors are still going to be needed, so we'll just leave them there like this. Let's see. So this shape is... All the shapes here are that shape, right? So we're going to need basically a full shape. If we take this one out down here, that we color teal, another shape that we color white, and then we need to do a weird a shape that isn't really here. That I guess this is again the same shape. We just split it and then merge the squares in, and then color, and then put that on top. Okay, so that means we actually need one. The teal is one, the white is the second one, and a third one. So we need 3 of these builds here. Good. All right. I love that you flipped it. Why? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is build the teal level, right? Let's build that over here. No. Let's build the teal level here. That should... No. Let's build the white level. The white level should be... The white level is going to be here. So that's going to be just painted. That's a coloring unload station. Oh, what's this? Oh, transfer. Station. That's just a normal station here. And... Oh, it sucks. Because I actually need... Yeah. I need 2 different ones. But whatever. We'll try to find out if that can be work. Alright, so... That gets the white color out. And then that's ready. Then we need to do the same thing for teal, which kind of means that this should be moved a little bit. Oh no. Like that. And then just give it a little bit of breathing room. But then I can actually do kind of the same thing here. Except this will just be the teal. And then once it gets colored teal, then I have to break it up. Yes. Okay. First we're going to make the shapes. And then we'll afterwards try to figure out. Kill that string there. Okay. Then we're going to break it up, and then we'll do the parsing of sort of adding it all together afterwards. Okay. So this one is back here, and that's going to be a split. And all of these are already ready. Already ready. Because I've already prepared them for my YouTube episode tomorrow. So I have all of these already made in extra level. So let's see. So this one splits. Well, it just splits, right? And this one has to be... Okay, maybe I do that. Because that one has to be the ground level. So this is the ground level. And then this is the third level. This will be the second level. Use the new one. Yeah. So that goes on the ground level, and then you go on top. Nope. It is not rotated correctly, so it just needs to rotate it. Yeah. That is rotated correctly. And then this gets on top, but this probably needs to be rotated as well. Yes, it does. Trains doing a nose wheelie after the jump is hilarious. What? They do? 152. Okay, so this should be the lowest 3 level. It looks like it. Okay, so we got the lowest 3 level. That's a good thing. So we take the next shape and split it before we color it. Add this stuff to one of it, and then color it purple, and then do a blue one. We'll stop midair. That's interesting. There's only one way to find out. Oops. I want them synchronized here. Where's the last one coming out? Yes, they do. Nice. Ah, we got a lot of points. Okay, so this is what we want to save up for. Let me check. Oh, train capacity might be a thing. Or train speed is definitely a thing. Yeah. All right, 59. So, I mean, gravity is not really. You can also jump on the underside, so it is. We take very lightly to the idea of gravity in this game, which is fine. Oops, this one. Good. So this one gets split. And this is the stuff that has to rotate, and then we need to find a square. That's a double square. We can take that, right? Yes, that diagonal square. Let's take this as a diagonal square. And put it on a train. And you're going to be cutting... Almost certainly going to have to rotate it because just luck. Perfect. And it's even placed correctly. Yes, so this one just goes on a train. And that should be a stop train. And this one should be... Let's just take a color we don't use. And just a single wagon. Pleasing option to move between floors. Ooh. I mean, of course. I don't know where it needs to go, but then it needs to merge together with you, but only after you have been rotated, and then it merges like that. Okay, that is a train station, an unloader. That one. And it is correct. And this one has also been rotated now to... Oh, right, it's the wrong shape. It's this one. No, it's not. It's not actually. It was correct like this. It's just that I didn't have it, so... Trash block. There. There. We just make it a trash block so it... For now. So we can see that it actually is working. There you go. And I think we need 2 trains here. Two trains. There you go. All right. So that comes up and becomes, we have no idea. Is there a reason we're not using a standardized setup for this? Yes, because this is a permanent thing. So once it's done, we'll run forever. And that's, I can't do that on the standardized thing because then I am using... Yeah, then I have to... Then I'm sacrificing all of this infrastructure. Just that, oh shit, all this infrastructure is not 3 levels. Oh no. Right, well, that's a thing. Doesn't take that long to fix. It surprised me actually that it didn't take that long. All right, so now we don't know what we're getting. We should be know what we're getting. Okay, we got that shape and that needs to be colored pink. Yeah. That should be coming from here. That one's going to be a little bit... So, this thing has to be put on top of that one, because that's level 4. So, go in here. Straighten in. And then finally the last shape is here. Which goes on top. And is it rotated correctly? It is not. And it's also not colored. And also that looks awful. So this needs to be colored first. I think I'm just going to color it from... that sucks. And then that's the last thing that merges in. It is also not rotated correctly. Sloppy. Get that out. Let's see what is on this last level. Yes, and it's white. That means these two have to compete for the color, which is not good, but they'll just have to make do. Yeah, this is actually not good. Because that means the whole thing is going to be constrained. But everything is built at ratio except this part, which is not built at ratio. That kind of sucks, right? So... How do I double this? That gets this one. But you can't get out there to both. Without... Fuck. Yeah. Whatever. I hate this. Oh, it could. Oh yeah, that's true. Thank you. Not very good at utilizing multiple levels. Nice. Thank you. And then it could have been closer, but that's kind of just wasting things now. Wow. Mistakes were made. Good. I think this is a good design now. And the perfect thing is that they actually are located at exactly the right places. Just redo it. The other sign to stop. And this one. And then a white train. And that gets... liquids. There you go. I like it. What is this one? I don't know. Definitely not 3. Oh, that one, that's right. Okay. Okay, so that gets white into these two. And flows, and this shape is... Okay, I was like to say, why is there no green indicator? Valid. It is valid. Sweet. That means we need to... put it on a train. And that needs to be this kind of train. And I'm guessing I also need... And... what color train does this have to be? I don't know. Oh, shoot. It actually has to be uploaded to 3 different stations. There. And I still didn't get the color. Or the... Okay, so it's gonna come from here, and it... not a yellow line, and it could be a white line. Yes. Let's get a white. It's also kind of white up here. White trains. And... and this is the correct shape. And it goes out. 1 tile off. Okay, good. Whew. Hello, GCD runner. Rummer. And Caesar, Jesus, Caesar, Jesus, F. Interesting. Right, so this one's going, and it comes back home. This doesn't look right. Oh, it doesn't connect by itself. Interesting. And do we get the white one? Is it coming out? It doesn't seem... like, why is it not working? Oh, because of this stupid thing here, they are so slow. Yeah, okay. So there we go. That's the first blob, and then the other blob here is a little bit slower. Okay. But eventually, I hope that it should be fast enough. That one doesn't need to be here anymore. And then you will... Okay, you just need... Nope. They have to go capacity 4. That means that each batch is so... Yeah. It saves on train capacity, but it also takes forever for them to actually depart. This one... Copy. Oh, move. Okay. Like, how do I do that? That's interesting. Move. Updates the marker with the... current. There. Okay. That's probably fine. There. Sweet. So this one's done. And that means you will eventually get there. How much is on each? Each box is 180. And there are 4 boxes each. Plus 4 plus 4. So it's 12. 12 boxes per station. How can the calculator just not... I'm writing calculator and then it's just... Hey, do you want to ask Microsoft AI something? No, I do not. 12 times 180. That means it's 2,160 per wagon. So right now we're actually having 2,000 per wagon. So basically one train here will be 6,000 coming home. That's nice. That's something. All right. And like this doesn't seem to work. Why? What is going on here? There's also something underneath as well. Okay, it works now. Maybe they got stuck in the air, I don't know. And are we ready to go? Oh yeah, it went. It's gone. It's coming back. Great. So let's have a look at the final form of this one here to see what kind of shapes we're going to need. So it looks like it's kind of the same idea. We're going to need like a full wedge, and this one is also a full wedge, and then that shape and some other crap. Okay, so if we could get a full wedge shape, that would be lovely. And then maybe that shape. Okay, it doesn't have to be nearby at all. That's the full wedge shape. Damn, that's nice. And this one can be made into the other shape that I need. Okay, good. Then I guess we're building it here. Do we have colors nearby? Not really. But I think it's fine. There's also a wedge shape up here. Maybe that's better. Do we have the other shapes nearby? Not really. I have that. But I don't have that one. This is less good place, but it's easier to manage. That one. Diagonal and then diagonal here. Maybe that's better. Yeah. Let's take this one. Yeah. Okay. So this is where we're going to be building that shape. And we need some colors. That's far away, but whatever. We'll get it. Okay. So start with mining operations. I'm going to build north because it's so much easier. And then I am going to... Wouldn't it be cool if I had a design that... I have one that swaps a corner, but I don't have one that takes 2 shapes and then switches the corners. Or I don't even have one that... Yeah. No, I don't think I can... I don't know, can I do that? Does that exist? Like, is that a reasonable thing? Is that a reasonable design to make? I don't know. I don't think it's, I think it's one of those that we tried and then it was like, ugh, this doesn't seem nice. Let me try. That is going to be here and unload. Up. And just a normal stop. Okay. Maybe I'm going to regret it by building it directly next to it. Dunno. Alright. Good old design work. How do we do this? It's going to be... It's got to be something about these splitters here. Ugh, it takes forever. Okay, but at least one. The first one's coming in. Good. Oh, right. The problem with this kind of shape is that I don't know if I end up rotating it the wrong way. Yeah, so this is actually a bad idea. Because I can't really tell if it's working. That's no good. Hello, freak. Good evening. So this is perfect. It's just a little bit big. Because this is only 1/4, so I need 4 of these for each. Yeah, this is what I was looking at, and it's like, oh yeah, this is not gonna work inside one of these spaces. Because just the idea of having like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's only for one of these belts. Yeah. I know, and then I play Factorio tomorrow, and then I'm gonna be messing up. I'm pressing C instead of Q because, yeah, you know, that's how it is. I kind of like this pattern, but honestly, I don't actually think the first one is necessary, is it? No, it isn't. It isn't even necessary, the first one, but it doesn't really change much because it's still way too big. Is there an option for these out here to be rotated? No, because then it just kind of messes up. Oh, it's also because it's the wrong kind of rotation, right? Yeah, they do have to be horizontal. We have enough points for the 2x2 platform. Yes, it's definitely a 2x2 platform idea. Then it's just a matter of whether I want it or not. Like, are we ever going to use it very much? I really don't think we're going to use it much. rectangular. Oh, I probably shouldn't have killed the one we already had, but whatever. Redesign. Okay, so the first thing that happens is that it gets split here. The two middle ones get flipped. Does absolutely nothing. Because they need to be rotated a little bit. And then I have to rotate them backwards again. And then we have all the ins and outs of this. You know what? I'm going to put it over here so I don't forget it. Let's have a look at how big it would have to be. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one belt. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another belt. And then the middle belt can go through, and then they can be... Yeah, they can't jump over this, unfortunately. Not unless I flip it. But there's definitely plenty of space to keep it on one level. It's just a matter of how I'm going to route it. Oh, there's also a problem of just getting its stuff inbound. Okay, let's cut this out and then try to see what it would look like if we were sort of allowing it to jump over. What would that do? How much space would I need for this? Okay, how would this work? It would be... That would be one, and the other one would be here. Yeah, this is, oops, obviously not it. But one belt has to feed 4. I'm just thinking that doesn't have, that could also be 4 like this. So this is one build, one belt of each, and then I could get the other belt in like this. I'll do the same thing over here. Not these two. Not this. That's half of it. And then we need to deal with the outbound side as well. Won't that get weirdly rotated output? I don't think so, but maybe. Now, output-wise, it's going to be a problem. Because we also have the issue that this is actually... Yeah, we have a major issue on the output side. Is it more space like this, maybe? It just barely doesn't have enough space to get in here. Because I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 belts, and I only have room for 2 belts. And there is no way of jumping over this. And I'd really like to keep it on one level. It's just that how do I utilize, like, now I have plenty of space here but not enough space on this side. How do I use the space where I have it. Because I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4 outputs. So it's gonna be like this. And then there'll be... These are the other ones. But this is obviously not enough. The one thing I'm thinking about is there is an option of adding more space into this. So that these don't look like that. But they actually look like this. Now what does that achieve? Not much immediately, but it means that I can jump through this. It means I am able to jump at least somewhere. Which means I don't have to get in from these two. But I can get in anywhere. Which means like... Yeah, that sucks. Well, honestly, this is maybe the only place that I can actually jump. So if I'm jumping, then I'm jumping from here. Oh, I can't stand looking at that. So that goes either in here or in there. I really need to be able to jump this one. Or maybe not. But then I can do the same thing here. Now at least I have the inputs correctly. Wouldn't it be funny if I could do the same thing for the outputs? Ooh. Oh. I could jump output that way. This is going to be an absolute nightmare. But sure, whatever. I can't imagine this is the best way of doing it. But... Hello, Luke. I have lost my train of thought on this one completely. There. Yep. And now I need to get outbounds. Let me find out this. That one. That doesn't need to jump or whatever. That does this. Okay. So what do I have of options for jumping out of this? Or across? Then I can only jump that one, and even that is dodgy because of this. Yeah. It is now possible to jump through the middle of your design if you went back to the original 90 degrees rotated. Well, this is such a, I don't know, an idea. Like this one? The original like this? Or what? Oh, you mean with this pattern here? Okay, we're not caring about the output side right now. Just this part. Are you trashing one of the outputs? I mean, I might do that, but I'd like it to be generic and then choose to trash it afterwards, not just must be a trash thing, because then it loses a lot of its flexibility. Yeah, I don't really see that this is getting us anything inbound wise. Thank you, undo. Let's kill this idea because it got a little bit overwhelming. Yeah, well, the thing is, this is the middle, so this doesn't work no matter what, because there's just too much space. Because remember, this is already in the middle, so this does not work. This can't fit. If you mean jumpers like this, like in between here, yeah, but the problem is it's already too wide. So now this design has to be in the middle, and then it gets a little bit too much, right? Then I'd have to have 8 of these builds, which means double the size of it, and that, not really happening. Like this, and almost, but no, there wouldn't be room to get things inbound. Or maybe. No. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really seem to wrangle this somehow. Because this block is too big. I mean, rotate the platform, it's not really going to do much. Then we just have the same issue here. Like, this is what we... Like, basically what my take on this one was that I don't have room on the width on this side. So I'm going to have to... But I have more room here. So can I leverage this room to compensate for the lack here? And the idea was, oh yeah, sure, let's just then make it jump through, because it's a square thing, so rotating the platform isn't going to do much by itself. But then we're exactly back to that one. Like, we're literally back to this one now. So I don't see why what we're doing. But I mean, sure, we can just go back to this one and then continue from there. It just didn't seem plausible, because this is literally exactly what we were doing before. And so, sure. The issue is I need 4 lanes from down here getting up. So I need to sneak 4 lanes through. From here it's pretty simple. For example. Okay, maybe not that simple. As 4 blocks of 4 rather than 2 blocks of 8. Let's do it. The problem is still the inputs and outputs, because it needs way too much space for inputs and outputs. I can't do it less space than this on the input, and in the output I can't do it in less space than, well, 1 more than this. No, 2 more than this, because it has to jump over. The one thing that I could see potentially okay, I'm gonna have to do it with examples, so fuck this. So now my take is, could I flip one of these? Would that make any difference? No, it doesn't. It just messes up this part. Yeah, I wanted it to be the same shape, but rotate, flip the other way. Damn. So that the 2 that were similar in shape, there. Like the 2 that were similar in shape, that one and that one, would be next to each other. That would actually help us a little bit. What are the expected outputs? Like this is the expected outputs. It's the objective is that these designs, they've swapped the corners. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's possible either. Not sort of in limited space. I don't like this on the platform. Like one out here and the other one out there. When you space them out to allow jumping through, it also allows jumping through to the other axis. I wonder if that helps out. If you space them out. I feel that the issue this here is like now we're spacing it out, and maybe this could be done. Maybe this can be sort of wrangled together to get this damn thing working. Oh. It's actually like this. But honestly, I'm like, I can get stuff inbound, I think. This is the outbound. Shit. Yeah, okay, so the outbound goes, for example, oh, you can go in here. That's the easy one. And then that'll be mirrored on the other side. The other one will be... Can these be doubled up? I don't know if they used to be able to, right? So they can still do that. Ah, yeah, it doesn't. It does work, right? Yes. So they can sort of skip over each other. I mean, that actually gets 2 of the lines out. Those are actually the only 2 that I need to get out. Okay. But we still have, like, issues with the routing on the other side, but... yeah. Because one of these needs to go right and the other one needs to go left, so somehow... we'll have to find a way. Hello, look up. Might be able to do a platform that, instead of making the mixing all in one, splits one of the 3 outputs and returns 3/4 and a 4th group, and then you can merge back at the standard page. Yeah, that's a completely different design idea, but I actually like that because that might be more valuable in the long run to say, okay, I want a... This one is taking specifically and saying swap one corner between 2 shapes, but it might actually be more valuable to say preserve 3/4 and then take the last, put it to the side, which means you can just throw it in the trash if you want, or you can use it for some other shape later on, because there will be some shapes where we have the shape and then one of those corner shapes is going to be used, colored a different way. A 2x4 platform, that 2x4 platform, that's a massive platform that puts each input shape into one specific corner of the final shape. Now I don't want to use anything else. What? That puts each input shape into one specific corner for the final shape. I don't understand what that is, but yeah. Well, this one can now be done. Question is whether I want it to be done now. And then I need something to jump in. I need 4 lanes to jump in here, which is not a big deal, I guess. Okay, so here I can do oh. There you go. The next one. Okay. And that means you go into this one. And I do need all of this to get a hell of a lot closer. Now I'm just gonna try it. Nope. So. That's a lot of jumping here. That's 2. I'm starting to see some issues here. This one has to go into that. That's easy. This is easy. Why is this? Okay. So now the output. Okay, so that's the good news. And then we'll have one. This one will have to go over that one. And then where are the other two? They're here. Let's just try forcing it and see what happens. Okay, so now I have to get 3 lanes through here, which is not super simple. But I am thinking that I could do something like this. Why is this only 3 tiles wide? It should be 4 tiles. There you go. Easy. Somewhat complicated. Also, this one's interesting. feeling that if this one could just be like this, but it's so close. But well, wonder if it works. Ta-da! And now the greatest question that I deliberately didn't answer was, I wonder if this design here actually rotates some other things. Like, for example, it takes these two out and then it flips them corners and then it puts them back. But in the meantime, this one has been flipped. So it's not actually the same shape. I don't know, because I chose a symmetric shape and I shouldn't have chosen a symmetric shape. I should have chosen a fully asymmetric shape. Yeah, I mean, it works. I don't think the word pretty would be first to mind about this. It's the lower right hand corner, so it's the southeast corner that gets swapped. So I'm just start by saving this one. Swap southeast corner. That's all it does. And then it's a big shape. And then it's a swapper icon. You're there. And then I have to kind of illustrate what it does. Yeah, let me do that by making like rectangle red, rectangle blue, rectangle red, rectangle red. Rectangle blue, rectangle red, rectangle red, rectangle red. No. Rectangle red, rectangle blue. No, it's the other round. Rectangle blue, rectangle red, rectangle blue, rectangle blue. There you go. That's pretty obvious what it does, right? And that got under swapping there. Good. So let's see that it works, that it doesn't work. No, freak, that would be in the wrong corner. That would be the northwest corner. And I want to be in the southeast corner. How do we do this? Kind of need a shape. Oh, okay. Okay, so I can't destroy this because it's actually being used. It was the first step of the way. This is where I actually started it. So it hasn't rotated this part. I still don't know. This doesn't really tell me anything. I need a shape like that. That shape. Where are you going? Where are you coming from? Oh, that shape. That's perfect. Oh, that's such a glorious shape. So one of these I rotate there. And then I take the shape. So what do I expect now? Doesn't show me what's coming out. So I would expect to have 2 white corners on one and 2 green corners on the other one. Cartesian quadrant numbering is different than shapes and it always gets it wrong. Yes. Yes, I completely agree. That's also how I think it should be done. Yeah, 2 greens and the red the blue and the red stays. The blue and the red are swapped. No. Oh, right. They actually are supposed to be swapped. Because here I have blue and red that diagonal. Here I have blue and red the other diagonal. So if I follow this one, the red and the blue. So red is top left, top right. And that has to stay top right for the one that has white outbound. Red has to stay top right for the one that has white outbound. Yes. And just making sure, for the one that has blue top right, the green, for the green outbound, the blue should stay top right. Okay, so it doesn't rotate. We know that. So this is actually a useful pattern. And it does what it's supposed to. Yay! What did we want to do again? I don't know. Here. That's the one. And then I'm just going like, what? This is the shape I wanted. All right, cool. So that's the shape. This is the whole point of all of the stuff we did. Yeah, just need to rotate it. Clockwise. Yeah. And then color it white. That means I need a coloring station. What colors do I need? Yeah, I need 3 colors. White, teal, and purple. Okay, so it's kind of the same as what I did here. Can we just do the same thing? Kinda. Oh, don't X. Don't copy. Don't cut. Just... We can at least use this as a template. And this level will have... They will also have two levels that are white. So it is actually correct to do it this way. Yep. Okay. So... now I need to figure out what goes in. As always, I forget to... connect this. Yeah. I forgot my break. Didn't I? Yeah, I forgot the break. Right, we're gonna look at this and then... Oh, and 30,000 already completed. Nice. Well, oh. Oh, it doesn't pop up yet. Oh, we need to unlock the entire milestone. Alright, whatever. Be back in 2 minutes. See you in a bit. And welcome back. Alright, so this is blue and green. So it's blue and green. Blue and red. Yes. Okay, so we need to get blue in here. From all the way up there. Let's see. That is, yeah. And a train station. And we stop. And it's going to be a bigger station. This will obviously be blue. Hard to figure out what the right number of trains is. I can't really figure it out. So it just goes like, I guess it's going to be this. There we go. And oh, hold on. Nope. Here, just kill that one. There you go. Sweet. And because that's used for all three, and then the green one, I guess I'll take it from up there, is only going to be used for 2 stops. Yep. I could have like these designs like ready-made for each configuration, but they're always just going to be slightly different. And then also the coloring. Whoops. Just realized the blue one. They're a little bit too short, these trains. There we go. That's the green one. No, green one. And then the red one. It doesn't really matter. The red is also only a 2, so this one should be possible too. I hate cut function. But I would hate it more if there was a, are you sure you want to cut it? Because I would be like, of course I'm sure. But I wasn't. There, red one goes in. Interesting how one of them is so much worse than the other ones. Okay, it's not what, not, yeah, it is much worse. I'll just place later or something. No idea. It'll balance out. Good. So I have now my stations ready for whenever I need them. And that means here I'm going to get a coloring. And I'm going to get a train inbound that's going to be white. So that's a color unloading train. I really feel that this, when rotating it, it shouldn't rotate around the rail. It should rotate the direction of the rail, because you're basically placing it and go like, oh, the rail's still the wrong way. And then you rotate and then you flip it. Yeah, so it's flipping the wrong way. Good. And this one though, Wow, they're just not really doing anything, are they? And then I get another station here. Should this go into 3 stops? Yeah, let's do it the same way for all of them. And again, flip like that. That one. And then let's get this station. We don't know what color this station is going to be. I also know that it has to be going the other way. Let's see if we even have a color left for this side here. Turquoise? White? Oh, and the yellow is out here. Yellow and turquoise. And then the white is up there. So yellow, turquoise, the teal. We'll get the teal one. Yeah. That. Huh? There. And why is nothing working? Sadness? This is... No, it was actually correct. It was just not. Blue, yes. Green, no. Red is coming in, yeah. Green. Come on, green. Yeah. Oh, okay, so it was just slow. Just takes forever to actually get there. But the teals were... Oh, there we go. There's a white station here. Ooh. Well, that'll be changed later on. There's a shifter, but that doesn't work for us. Exactly, it doesn't work for stations. So, there's a shortcut, but it doesn't work. It doesn't help me much. Right, I'm going to respawn you because you didn't have anything. I wanted you to be picking up the first load. And that will take 6,000 each, so I actually just need 2 trains for this. Because each train is each wagon is 2,000 and there's 3 wagons, so it's 6,000. And then, well, we only need 2,000 here. So, I am going to get a shortcut here. I'm actually going to get that one. And then right here, new milestone or new marker, like that. So we got it. Now, back to our designs. So, start with that one. Our little Among Us. Where might you be? Yep. Oh yeah, this is the blue one. Yep. So basically this one. It's exactly the same shape. It's just blue. It's just... Okay, so... I think we can manage that. Oh, this seems weird. Okay. Coloring. Yeah, and yeah. All of this. Go away. So that turns it yellow, and that should just be it, right? Got a little bit of yellow, got a little bit of yellow out here. Can you cover the different station types and their use cases? Yeah. This is the wait stop. There are only 2 cases, 2 different ones. There's the quick stop and the wait stop. The quick stop is basically go there. If there's something to pick up, do it. If there's something to unload, do it. Go on. while the wait stop is if something is in, if it's in a load station, then if there's anything that's starting to be filled up, see, for example, now it'll go past, even though it's a wait station, but if there's just one item in here, then it will wait until the train is full. So wait is wait until train is full or train is empty. So I use wait stops on the loading stations, but not on the unload stations. Because I don't want something to jam on the unload stations. If, for example, we are unloading something faster here, back here than we can, then I'll just have to go another round. And good evening. All right, we got this little one, and let's see, that is, I got the green confirmation, so that's good. And let's go on to the next. That is over here. Let's just take this one. All right, so what is this one? This is the, must be that one. Okay, so this is now a full shape. So we did the boring part here, but now we need to do the whole part. It's not exactly how I want to do it anyway, so this is basically a complete overhaul. Yes. Because we're going to be first building the shape and then splitting it and then coloring it. So, oh, look at this. This shape is actually a quarter that is rotated. So couldn't this be like the ideal case for using our swapper? I mean, not because it's a good idea, but because we can. Because we then we'll build it. So, resolve what's coming out. Oh no. We need to do something else first. Everything has to be switched to 4 lanes. Damn. One, 2. Sadness. I hate this part. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 12. But then this one is going to be awful location. Maybe. But these ones can also be... now I have to use this capacity thing here. No, I can't do that. Damn. I don't want to delete the whole thing here. Fuck it, I have to. It should be able to support all 4 of them at once, right? Okay, so that was 1. I don't know if that's logical way to do it, but this one also going to be a little bit nightmarish. I need to be able to put in 3 more. Might as well just give up on trying to fix it here. One, 2, 3, and almost 4. Nope, that's important. This is has to be a paste there. That's 2. And then the blue one. One, 2, 3. How often is it? Almost 4. It doesn't take that long time to do it. And I know the coloring is worse than the solids. Because the solids... One, 2, 3, 4, and then... This one? Ah, crap. I'm going to take that as a copy because that's probably going to come in handy again there. And then the next one goes up to here. And these are all going to be red, so... Can you also mind painting 3 layers? Yes, you can. This bothers me. That one, and might as well fix the other one as well while we're at it. Oh, come on. I'm gonna do this. Yeah. That feels broken. There. All right, but that was number 2 here. Number 3 is far away. Far away. We need more. Yeah. And just a few more trains. Ooh. If I now take extra trains, then I won't be able to have this in my buffer, so I'm just gonna be doing this. Actually, one more. There. Good. And that was then the next one, or last one, is down here. Only 2 trains down here? No way. No one will know. Good. And let's also fix the other one up here. We'll start with this one. It's the same one we were just looking at. You can see which ones were made first. Those are the ones that go below. But I really want the horizontal lines to be the main ones, because they're the ones going home, and then all the other ones will be crossing. Good, so that was the first here. Oh, we didn't do the colors. Let's do the colors afterwards. That's a lot of trains. Yeah, 5. Hello, Randomax. Again, no idea how many we need, but maybe. Next one. This one, already done. You. Yeah. Easy. And then the colors. That change around feed a few platforms. Yes, but I mean, it's far away, so it's not particularly attractive. I haven't even gotten started on the next one. Alright, colors. Colors. Blue. Oh, man. Yeah, well. It just sucks. Oh, that is, you know, you guessed it, so close. Points. And no, I don't want to do that yet. Even though it's blinking. You guys are gonna, I'm gonna drive all 3 of you crazy with that. So let's not do that. Shh. One, 2, 3, and you guessed it, almost 4. So it's the red one, and then the green one. Lo and behold, it'll need to be overhauled. But that might actually be able to get all 1, 2. Ooh, perfect for once. There. Good, so that's all the colors and all the shapes on this side, but not on that side. I really should also do that just while we're at it. Yeah, let's do that. Otherwise it's... Yeah. Oh, that's ridiculously far away. And then they're all going to be... Oh my god, that's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... What? 6 trains? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Okay, 6 trains. Is it possible to do this... 1, 2... No. 1, 2, 3, 4... Ah, screw that. So this one, the one we copy now. And then we just make it a little bit more. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, yes. There you go. Good, that's one. Then the next one, that is... Yeah. Oh, there's a hole in this one. Can't remember how many I had before, but now we have 4. Next one is here. I mean, if we run out, then... That's pretty bad. Oof, just in time. There we go. And the next one is the star shapes. Yeah. No, that's not a tutorial. That's not what I needed right now. Happy. How did you know how many trains are lowering shapes? I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just kind of going on intuition. Basically what I found out is one train with one wagon can go from here and back again and sort of keep that fully flowing with the full belt production. So more than that, right, more trains, more wagons, more train capacity, faster trains. I mean, there's so many variables. So it's just a little bit of intuition. Basically, I'll just be looking at this and go, it's kind of running out. Then let me add some more trains. That's the best judgment I have. All right, so now we need to fix the damn colors here. Damn colors. Those are awful. That's the last thing we need to fix. 1, 2, 3, and you guessed it, almost. I don't know why it's so consistently almost. Blue color. Then the red color. Oops, that's down here. One, 2, 3, and almost. And the last one is the green one. All right. That's actually a really nice update now. So it took a little bit of time. 2, 3, and almost. I was one off from going straight in. Good. Lots of points. Oh no. Hate that I do that. Try not to do that. Copy instead. This just doubles the amount of trains actually transporting things in there. It doesn't, because it, yeah, I think that works. I think that's a good idea. Okay, which one do we need? That one? No. Let's go over and build one of these, and then let's also do this part here. How much is it actually? 70 platform points. That's already done. Interesting. Good. Whew. Okay, so oh right, that's this nightmare. Oh, we were doing this one. Yeah, we were about to start on this work. So on ground level for this one, I'm gonna need this shape that we looked at. Our new and glorious shape. Yay! And I'm gonna throw one of the shapes away. That one we're gonna throw away. So I'm just gonna get, that's actually hidden in here, that trash block. There we go. So we get exactly the shape we want. We just need to rotate it a little bit. That is backwards. There we go. So now we have the shape we want. We can then cut it in half so that we can color it. One half is boring and the other half is interesting. That's split sideways. And there. Let's see which one goes where. That is the color one and that is the boring one. Okay, good. And the color one is luckily next to the colors. Lucky. And that is going to be a turquoise thing. So that's here. That one. And then it gets colored, and then we get our new stacker. That one. No, from here and then there. And that's the ground. That's the ground level. Didn't it also change the recipes, move tech around? That's the cool stuff at the end game, and it takes a long time to get there. That's unfortunately true. Oh. Will you be doing a series of Captain Industry Update 3? No. I will not. That's not my plan right now. It may be during the summer I get bored and I want to do that, but that's not the plan right now. Ooh, this one's going to be complicated color-wise. It's going to get the same color, or same shape, so it's actually going to be pretty much the same thing. Except that both sides are going to be colored, so we'll do this one. Oh, thank you for not accidentally... And we'll do two colors here. Right. So let's see what colors we want. This is going to be the white one. Yes, this is the white and this is the blue. So how do we get this thing, get the blue to also go out? Because normally I would just do there and then I have the white. But then I can't get the blue color out. So I'm going to try to see what we can do here. So that one, and maybe this is the white outbound, which will then go there. And then no, it's not actually. That's not at all white. Not at all white. Oh, much better. Because the blue one is the close one. Perfect. Much nice. Very nice. To reach that point in update 2 series. Yes, it's after nuclear. I know trains is new. Yes, but trains don't really work very well until the end game. The reason why they don't work very well into the end game is that you just don't have a space. Trains are taking a lot of space, and they are very much something that when you place them, you really don't want to move them. So now in the early game, you just don't have that that space available. So trains in the beginning are not particularly useful. Trains in the end game are very useful. but in the beginning you don't need to transport things that far, so why do you really need that? So that's why you're like, trains, yes, you can get them early, but they're not really useful early. So, and then someone will go, well, actually, yeah, of course they're useful, but they're not like, wow, game changer, completely changes my way of playing, woo, I can do stuff I couldn't do before. Nope, definitely not. They might be like, I mean, I suppose I could save a little bit of maintenance by not dragging the belts that long. That's how useful they are. So therefore, there's really nothing new for the first 100 hours of playthrough, except for some quality of life things that are nice, but not really game-changing. Okay, and do we know what's coming in? Does that look correct for the top level? Yes, it does. And does this look correct for the bottom level? Yeah. And then does that look correct? It does indeed. Okay, so over here to this nightmare. And then the question is it the same colors at the bottom or is that changing? Let's look at this. White, red, blue, and green. Oh, and then the top level now is going to be all the mixed colors. Blah. But the shape is going to be the same. So I can at least do the shape like this. And then I just have to figure out how to do all the colors. Okay, the one that was red before now has to be turquoise. Okay, so that we can probably do easily. I think that's too convoluted here. So this is the turquoise, and that gets down here. Like that. Top right hand corner. Then the next one is yellow, which is red and green, which is just means that this can't be done. I need to be able to get the red outbound as well. Yeah, I have to do it this way. Nope. Could do it that way, maybe. So this is the yellow one. Okay. So the yellow one is the one that was green before, so that goes... Oof. The other ones can stay below. Yep. Then the one that was white before is still white. Okay, so that's this one. And then let's see, that would actually be... We must also have a teal one, which is gonna have to come from here. Teal, like that. Right? And teal goes... It's the one that was blue. So it stays below. That looks weird. Oh, right, there's a problem here. Because this... Yeah, so they actually have to go up, and the blue one is on the other side. So it needs to go underneath. Ah, this is why this is a little bit further out. Okay. There we go. And then the teal goes in here. Goes in here. Goes up. And goes in. Yes. And now I just need to make a blue one. No, I think the best way to make the white one is by taking this plus this. Because those are the ones that are most accessible to put into a new design, though I can't make it. And this one has to be over there. It really wants to be down. You know what? I think the answer is this one. Yeah. And that is the white. Maybe. And obviously we're not going to be able to keep up with all the colors for this one, but... You could mix any 2 secondary colors to get white. Nope, that's not how it works anymore. They changed that in this recent update. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see if I have that issue other places. I don't think so. We got a little bit of white. We got a little bit of everything. And yeah, this is on top. Okay, so that's complicated. Let's see if we get the shape out here that looks correct. Purple, yellow, teal, white. Yeah, or magenta. Let's see if that recognizes what we need here. Come on. Yes, and it turns green. Perfect. So that's in motion. This is in motion. And then we can go back to... Oh, we can go back to that one. That's fun. Okay, so it's now 15,000 of the next thing. Okay, so what is it we want to do now? We have now this shape. Yep. And then we want a complete wedge that's teal colored, and then a partial wedge on top as well. Okay. That seems rather stupid to do that. You're kind of blocking my game here. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So no. I learned that the hard way. They do need one space in between for breathing room and for sort of getting the train in if needed. Good. So this is a wedge, which is perfect. So this wedge is just going to be colored. So we need a little color train. Yes. And this is going to be the teal color train. This one still needs to be white. And then the teal. Good. And then I need the last one is going to be cut. Yeah. And then we see if it's cut correctly. It is. And then that needs to be colored magenta. There. And now they just need to stack on top of each other. That means this is the top on top. This is just the simplest way of doing it. It doesn't look nice, but it works. And then we have the train station, which is going to be like that. So we need some jumping. Do we think it works? Come on, show me what you got. Nope. I don't understand why this doesn't work. Guess we'll just have to figure it out. Technically, we could use 3 trains. Oh, we do need 3 trains for this, but that's kind of... This looks right, but everything looks correct when you're just looking for validation. Right. And we can reset the train. So this one, I think we can ignore. And that one's coming in. So now we can go continue on this nasty little Among Us here. That is over on... Wow, that's crowded, this lane. That's this one, right? So now we need to make a completely different shape. Like, this shape and this shape don't really have a lot to do with each other. I don't think they're... Wow. Oh. Okay. Bottom level stays the same. This one is very different. This one's very different. And this one's... Okay, that's a different shape. Which we'll do after the break. So, short break. And back in 2 minutes. And we're back. And something got completed. Okay, so at least one of them is up to the next level. Ooh, that looks nice. Well, these are certainly complicated. Well, let's see if we can unwrangle this one and find a way to do that. So we're going to do as we always do. Start from the ground up. and start by looking at the ground floor is yellow feet. That's the same. There. First level done. Second level. That's a mess. So we are going to get some squares and that one, but color them separately. Let's kill that. Let's kill that. You know what? This is easier for me to just completely remove. So we're going to get a half of the squares. Squares get a half, and the star get a quarter, and the circle get a quarter. And then we have to keep the star separate, because that's or the spike is separate, because that is needs to be red, but the other ones can and should be merged together. So this one is rotated 1 counterclockwise. This is rotate 1 clockwise. Okay. Clockwise, counterclockwise, and you are 180. There. So now they are in the right positions. Then we merge that one and this one. This one has to be red and yellow. So like that, and the red. There's the red. And then they merge together. I'll do that here. And that's the second level. But we got more. But at least I can take this and go back into that one. So, third level is white half and 1 red spike. And then we have this odd one at the top. Third level. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Except it needs to rotate now again. It actually didn't need to rotate. We'll preserve that. And then I get the spike. That's here, here. I wonder if I did this one instead. Would that be better? No. There you go. Right place. Color it red. Ah, seriously? Okay, and then they can say right place. And that space, they merge together. And then we have one more thing on top. And that one is just a little wedge. Okay, so that's that one, and needs to be rotated 180. And needs to be colored yellow. Damn, nice. Go in. And that should actually just be it. You get to check out my cold... What? You get to my cold software yet? Now that you're done with your personal variant? No, I don't think so. I didn't notice it. Sorry about that. I did look at some Shapez 2 blueprints instead. Yeah, cutting a quarter, yes. I think so too. Let's actually do that. Cut a quarter. Cut it down to a quarter, yes. I think that's actually a fine thing to do. Whoops. And then let's do a... It has to start with a cutter. This one. Let's see, this. So we start by cutting and then rotating. The question is then, should I feel like I kind of should rotate it back. Kind of should. Let's put you over on this one. So which one are we actually preserving? It's the top right one. So I just need to rotate it back. Like this. Then it will be the same corner that gets preserved. Then it doesn't end up in with also unintentional rotation. Do you have a general newbie tutorial for this game on YouTube or tips, tricks? No, my first Let's Play is very much sort of... I think that's really friendly because I discovered things and then I implemented them. And I don't think I actually implemented things incorrectly. But I think that the problem is that the way I'm playing it, it's so different from what I think. I don't know if for anyone who hasn't watched any of my content will probably play it in a very different way, but I just can't see how that can work. Like if you sit and design each shape from the ground up and find some location out there that somewhat matches and then start mixing and do like one design that does this specific shape. Modular designs is just so much better. Cut corner. Cut northeast corner. I think we'll say it's northeast corner, and then we'll see. There. So now we have a new cut design. Let's try to use that next time. Yes. Ooh, there's a green shape. Nice. Sweet. Whew. So that got done. This is actually working fine. And we now have one more that we can still do. And that is the circly thing. This one. So let's start by killing the train. So the ground floor is going to be what? It's going to be different. It's no longer uncolored. It's now red color. That is manageable, to say the least. Very much manageable. That's such a nice way of doing it. Yeah? Oh, you're not... Actually, that's not a great way to do it. And especially... Oh, please, don't look at me. This is awful. Okay, everything about this was just a bad idea. Okay, so you go over here. Very good idea. You go over here. There, very good idea. But this is only like the first level. And the second level is exactly the same as usual, but we do need one more, so all of this is still invalid. Good. Still. And the next one, the top one, will then be a yellow wedge, circle, circle. Okay. So that is... What the? There. Why is there one that's highlighted always? There you go. Now it got removed. Okay, so it's a circle and a wedge. And one of them has to be rotated. That's the circle. And then they get combined because everything has to be yellow and gets combined over here. And then it gets colored. Oops. Our blueprint is still holding steady. Good. And this one. Good enough. Right. And we're starting to see the first of the little Among Us imposters. Did you ever end up making the Make Energy machine? Yes, I do. It's on my YouTube channel. Including crystals. But after you get to 150 levels, then it actually comes up with some crystal shapes that it doesn't handle. But at that point, I was like, fuck it. So if you're going to be more than 150 levels of crystals, you're going to have to come up with some improvement. But anything below that is incredibly effective. And I think it actually works better than the other ones I've seen. Because it's kind of light on circuits. And it's very easy to see what's going on. So yeah. Let's see. It would be nice if we got one more in. This looks like the right shape. This game looks really good. I played Shapes 1 when it came out, and I didn't realize the second one came out. It came out about a year ago. Right? Or was it? No, it was on August. It's amazing. It is a really good game. When you play Shapes 2 and you also played Shapes 1, then Shapes 1 feels like, oh, this was the tech demo to fund the real game, because this is the real game. And it's so good. Like, it still needs something. Did you make a 3-level stacker? Yes, I did. I have made several, but I really like the one I came up with. This one. Better to look at it like this. So this is the base formula for it. The first level, the second level, and the third level. So everything happens on the ground level, which is super cool. And then the routing is very simple. Which I love this one. Super nice, super crisp. So there are some things. I really like how naturally modular this one is compared to one. Yes. Thank you. So some of the things I'm thinking about when it comes to Shapes 2, where I'm like, it's easy. Once the game is solved, then that's kind of it. Like some of the things that are not there. Like when you build, you instantly build. You don't have a character, so you don't move around. There's nowhere in the transport. That means there's also not sort of some upgrades in terms of sort of like there's no, since everything gets constructed immediately, there's no such thing as like producing a hub for manufacturing goods or faster robots to build faster. Because you don't have a character, there's no such thing as robo like armor equipment to make you run faster, like all those dimensions. Because things don't run out, there's no such thing as sort of upgrades that make resources last longer or productivity bonus. So there's a lot of things, because it's so clean, that end up just missing something. That train is... I'm not happy with this train. Why is it not unloading? Oh. Ooh. Maybe? Ah! Shit. There. Yep. It's pretty much jammed because of that. Because this is producing at max speed, and... oh no! Oh no! Oh yes. Damn. Well, that kind of explains why there's a little bit of a surplus on level 3. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, okay, so here we're having... I think... Okay. This is bad. This is, I would say, bad design. Why? Because you're going to be... I cannot unload faster than this. This is the absolute maximum I can unload at. And I want to unload faster than this. I'm going to have more than 1, 2, 3, 12 times 12 belts coming inbound. And I can't unload it. And you're going to need that before that. But that is the hard upper limit to what you can do. I don't think that's good. This one should be done, or should be in progress, right? Yes. Feels bad the train is after Christmas. Absolutely, it's very bad. I think it's a mistake. It's a mistake that was sort of not like, ooh, this is so cool, let's make it a milestone of its own. Yeah, maybe, but then a milestone before pins, for example, would be fine. 3rd floor. I don't think I'll ever use it. But this is bad. It was changing this upgrade, yes. It's really bad. Because we are right now sort of hitting our max. Well, we got our milestones completed. We just need now the last one here. When we get the last one, that's actually the most important, because that unlocks all the other ones. So, yep, let's go up and hack away at this one. But I feel that I have prepared it at least. So let's have a look. So the ground level is no longer something. The ground level is just weird. But then we have 2 wedges that just get split. That's not a problem. And then we have this shape. So the ground level is weird. I think I'm just going to delete everything. Yeah. Not like resources cost anything. So. The 2 wedges here, and none of this other stuff is actually wedge shaped. So we need these 2 wedges, and they just need to be colored teal and white. Okay. That we can do. A could have conserved the trains. And this is the white one. Yeah. A little frantic, these ones. Good, so that turns white. And oh, crap. No, they don't. The two wedges are exactly the stuff that is not white. The repeat of how they nerfed trains from the early access version. Yeah, I mean, they had to nerf the trains from the early access version. That was kind of broken in a kind of exceptional way. Ooh. Straight in. Nice. There. Good. And it's the teal one that gets split. So on the diagonal side, yes, that gets split. And then we can merge these three together. But then we need that shape up top and the bottom shape. Oh, that's actually a... okay. I actually have them here. I have this one. I can use this shape, right? We'll take that, unlock it, and then it turns into a weird thing. So what is it I want here? First, I want to cut half of it out. There. That is exactly the two shapes I want. Then I have one that is swapping the lower one to the diagonal, which means I need to rotate this clockwise. And perfect. And then I just need to rotate it one more time clockwise there, and then I have exactly the shape I need. Perfect. Good. So that's the bottom shape. Where do we get the top shape? Oh, that's not even the shape. I mean, do I have a square here? Oh, right, nice. I have a square here. And then I also have a circle there. Yeah, okay, so that's the square and circle. That's the top level. Should I yeah, I think I should... Let's see. This one just cuts the diagonal. Is it the right diagonal? Is the right diagonal? No, it's not. Okay. Now it is. Yes. That cuts the diagonal, but is it... And then it needs to rotate again. There. And then I need to merge it like that. And then I'm going to use the train station inbound for the other part. Yeah. More colors than before? Nope. Same amount of colors. There we go. So that should get us the shape we need. Then we just need to get it colored. Do I... So that one needs to be colored white and that one needs to be colored white. And I have two locations here. But having it on one train kind of feels stupid because then the train has to go to both locations. Unless I bring them over here, unload them, get the train. No. I will need to get the trains in there. But how do I get this? We're going to have to kill one of these trains. Ugh. Hate it. Then we're going to get like 1-1 trains. Fuck it, they both die. Sucks that we can't do anything more meaningful with that. So you're gonna go over here and get colored. It makes much easier to do this one. That's gonna unload the color here, and then I need a station, loading station here with a wait station and holding pattern, and this one's gonna be, I don't know, they can all be red, right? This. You need to go over here and merge with the other one. Down here, you are gonna get colored as well. And that again needs a stationing bound. And then then we need a loading station. This is the right shape. No, that's not the right shape. What the hell are we doing? Ah. Yep, here. Then that was supposed to be a cut diagonal. And I'm pretty sure maybe that's correct. Yes, okay. So you go in here. Woo! There we go. And then I'm going to take all of this out. And kind of bothers me that it has to be so far away. There. Okay, so that is white color coming in. Like that. No. Oh, crap. Good, that's better. Missing built a loading station to the west. I think I might have fixed it right. Still missing? Okay, and now this thing here has to go up and just be merged together, right? So these two, so now what I'm seeing is I have the bottom shape I have is actually this one. So you're going to be my ground shape here. That one. And you're going to get you in here. And then I'm going to take... Oh, I can't do that. Oh, crap. All right. Well, then let's not do that. Let's see. The one that goes that way. Yes, goes on top here. Sweet. That looks better. Good. And, yep. Then this one is now going back over on top of that. Yes, those are the middle 3 layers. But then we need to put it on top of the shape that comes from here. The shape that isn't coming, but why? Or to the west. That west. Thank you. How do we do that? That means this stuff that comes out has to be on top of that one. But maybe I want to first do this one and get you in here. Nope. Ah, this is an awful, awful hack of a station, but whatever. Yeah. Normal station and you. Why is it not coming in? Why is nothing working? You are here, you're here, you're fine. No white is coming in. Why not? Because these are probably not the right type. That should work better. And load. Liquid station. Liquid trains. Happy. Finally they go. And it goes down there. That merges. That comes back up. And that goes up. So now at this point I need... basically need it like this. This one will now, so they'll get this shape whenever that comes in. And now that one is our final shape. Which needs to go into this one. It could be done, right? It could be done. So let's see if it actually works. Is this working? Yes, it's getting filled up slightly. And the next one is coming. Ish. That's still the wrong shape. Ah, why? What the hell's going on? We're still unloading the wrong shape. Oh my god. I'm still unloading the wrong shape. Whatever. Delete. Still, and I can't press this one because then I delete all the other ones. So I have to accept that it's just going to take a little bit of time. I have to unload all of this crap first. Just a good reasoning about trains. Thank you. Yay, finally. So that must also be the last one. And yay, finally. And yay, finally. And then we just make sure that everything is actually, yep. There. Good. What? But it is the right shape. It's just kind of forgotten what it looks like. Ah, because it still remembers the bad version. I think it works, but I think it just got a little bit confused. Okay, but did I unload something here? Yes, I did. Forget about it. Forget about all of that. I don't want any of this going anywhere. Oh, the good news is it's actually misplacing it. So, look at that. This station is actually the wrong place, so perfect. Nice. So, didn't destroy anything. Is it getting anywhere? Yeah, it's getting the first of the correct shapes, which goes on top of everything else. Let's check. This goes on top of all of that, and then it goes, the whole thing we have now built goes on top of that little fish. What's the benefit of trains again? The benefit of trains is that this doesn't cost any platform points. So belts cost half a platform point, so space belts cost half a platform point, so they wouldn't be able to get things there. And it's also a much faster way of transporting things, so yeah, it's faster, higher capacity, and then it's cheaper as long as you have longer distances. So very, very, very good way of implementing trains. Happy, happy, happy. That's one box. That's the next package coming in. And off you go. And the rest is ready. Yeah, ready and waiting. Please don't have mistakes for me. Everything else is just idling, waiting for this exact thing to come in. Here we go. Bloop, bloop. Does it tell us what comes out now? It really doesn't want to tell us. It doesn't want to share. Well, and this is the one that goes on top. Yep. 73 points. Looks like something. And this goes in, and it still doesn't want to tell us what we have, and it's probably because somewhere it got messed up. Can you afford something good? No. Train capacity? I don't even want that, because that just means that it takes longer for the trains to depart. So I don't want that now. I want to save up to 180 so I can get the final speed upgrade, and then there's nothing else I need. Label. Ooh. I'm gonna respawn one of these trains so that one will start loading. It looks like the right shape, but that's something we always say, right? The only way I can test it is by going in a text editor and then just sort of pasting them right over each other and just kind of manually seeing if they're the same. Don't see any problems. Because it's pretty easy to see on the code if there is a problem when you sort of have it right on top of each other. Like some two things that were split or wrong lines or sort of wrong levels. So I'm going to say that's fine. We're going to leave it here. Wait for those 30,000 to come back. And then go back to each of these. Are they still? No. Okay, so this one is on the final step. So let's take this one here because... what the hell's the point of going from this advanced shape to that simple shape? Hey, Silver Cecil, thank you for the 200 bits. What? Okay, well that was crazy. So, that was silly. Okay, so this is on the ground level. They're all the same shape. It's a wedge and a circle. Wedge and circle. Circle and wedge. One of them has to rotate. That's going to be you. And then they put back together. And then they get a color. And this one is going to be the same for level 2 and level 3. And this color is going to be red. Oh, here. This color is going to be white. And the last color is going to be magenta. And we stack. We get the train. That was easy. Planning to make a map? No, because I already have it. And there's nothing that changes. That was pretty ridiculous how fast that was, if it was correct. Who knows? Right, we'll continue on the next one. Which one will that be? That will be... this one needs 2 steps. That one is only 1 step, so we'll take the minion, the Among Us. That's not the one. Among Us is over here. Is there anything we can reuse? Not really. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. All this just goes out. It's so weird that it was so advanced and then it gets so easy. And then the yellow is not really a thing anymore. It is a blue. How boring, how conventional, how mundane. There. So that goes blue. Next level will be half of a square and half of a star and square, and one of them, and they have to be rotated clockwise, counterclockwise. Clockwise, counterclockwise. No, the other way around. Yep. And they are not colored yet. So we need it to be... how is it I get the blue one out? I should have this solved by now. Maybe like this. Yes, perfect. And the spikes are white. Yes. So spikes are white. should give us, that gets blue. Then they get combined. And is there another level? Yes, there is. And that top level is just a semicircle. Ooh. Semicircle, and that is counterclockwise and colored. Color mix. Okay, let's see. That is the right shape. And then we get, hopefully, this one on top. I think that's it. Will you make a hex ma'am at some point? No. I don't really see. Okay, so the thing with the hex is, hey, we finally get the first ones. The thing with hex is that it is, it has a very, very narrow appeal because not a lot of people will actually find that to be an interesting challenge. And therefore you might spend a lot of effort but not really get anything out of it. Okay, so let's see if the first one we did here, is that the right shape? Come on, give us that indicator. There we go. Thank you. And this one, the new one, yeah, that's not it. That's the last one we have to build now. Okay, you are sitting here. Ooh. What the hell? Okay. Oh, that's funny. And by funny, I mean terrifying. Because that's a 2-level setup. That's been there for so long. So what is it actually I want? I want a cut half of this. And then I want to rotate it clockwise. Then I want to paint it here. And then I want to stack it there. Good. This one looks like the right top level shape. Then we just need it to roll out here. And then go in. Alright, so we can start on the last shape. So the last shape, what is it we're making? We're making... Again, this looks so much simpler. It's incredibly simple. Like, it's just kind of weird how much simpler it is suddenly. So basically just we want to make that shape and turn it red, and then we want to make the same shape. That shape we've done a million times. And it's circles there. That's the shape. That's going to go over here as well. Level 2. Isn't it a full star shape? This one? That's the only one that has stars in it. That's alright. Better ask and then be like, oh, I thought it was wrong like 20 minutes ago, but I thought you would figure it out eventually. So much rather just ask the question and then I'll check. That also makes me feel good because I'm like, yay, I made it correctly. Okay, so this is red. Good. And merge it in here. That's fine. And oh, this one. This will, the second level of this one is going to be just a white one. There we go. And, ooh, that one's coming in. Nice. The third level and fourth level are just going to be circles. Oh no. And the third level is teal. Oops. Oh, not teal, sorry. It's magenta. And the second from the top is just blue. It's so weird how some of these designs go from complicated and then the last one gets simple. Maybe that's kind of screwing people over who made a really complicated design. Here I just, whatever. And the top level is again something with halves. So that's half circle and half wedge. Have you also seen this one before? And we just need to figure out the circle has to rotate. Oh, also color for this one. And that's a yellow color. Should be here. In there. Yeah. Alright. There's a colorblind mode with patterns there. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah, colorblind mode. Alright, so let's just go through it and see. So the top level is yellow and then blue. Blue circle. Magenta circle. White thingy. Don't know what I would call that shape, but it's that shape. And the same for the red. This last one. There. And that is actually the last level here. And these two are motion. This is in motion. Hey, we're done. We're literally done. I mean, with all we can do, because all the funny how this one is under the under the pins section, but we could technically make it. We just don't have it. What if you're shape blind and not color blind? Huh. Do they have colors for that? Oh, I need to take a break. So let's take a break, and then in 2 minutes when I'm back, something will eventually have solved itself, I think. This is busy. Nice and busy. So be back in 2 minutes. I just thought of something completely unrelated. Corporate horoscopes. Because someone I'm having a date with, she asked me like, "Oh, what is your MBTI profile?" And I'm like, "Fuck, that is like that's such an awful question. Like, really, sincerely awful question. Like, if it's in a dating context, you might ask about a horoscope, and then I know to run away. But this is even worse because it's a corporate horoscope. MBTI. I thought you'd mean MBTI. Yeah, exactly. Good, good. So, so as soon as I said corporate horoscope, you were like, "Yep," because it's exactly the same. Like, yes, okay. You answer some questions, and we can see that the stars align. That you will be the guy who does everything in the group task. It is just, it's exactly as scientific as a horoscope is, and it has probably just as much merit. But it has, if you're working in HR, then it's just, it's a thing. But it's also a thing that it's, I don't know if it's an age thing. And now, sire or here, I'm going to use you as an example. I think that if you're late 20s, start 30s, working your way through the corporate ladder, you're going to be sort of, I went on a course and I learned this, and oh yeah, it's I am this profile with this overshadowing this with this in the ascendant, like whatever the fuck it is. But when you get to your mid 40s, you're gonna be like, horoscope, whatever. It's just, I mean, you can use it for starting a conversation if you don't know how to start a conversation as an HR person. You're like, oh, I can see you are I don't know, you are the glue that binds the group together. Yes, that type. The organizer type. The visionary type. Yeah, the visionary. Oh, the guy who starts projects but then abandons them and hopes someone else finishes them so you can take the credit? That person? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I just think that at some point in your corporate career, you either wholeheartedly embrace it because you kind of have to because it's your job to do it. You're a snake, an HR snake, or you just see it for what it is. It's just corporate horoscopes. And see, when someone who I'm going on a date with asks this kind of question, being snide is probably not the right answer, but I am not gonna entertain this bullshit. But me being like a bitter old man is probably not like the right move either. So how do we address this in a clever way? I can say like, I'm Taurus. That's what you asked for with Venus in ascendant. That's what you asked. There we go. We got something. A thing. It's a thing. Hello, Spammy Emmy. Yeah, that one. We'll do this one first because this is further away from home. And it's only in 3 layers. Silly that. Yep. So this one. So now it's that shape. So it's kind of just a new shape, but then also 3 layers. With the way this works, it's actually, I think it's just easier just to kill the whole damn thing. Wait, does that matter? No, because we're going to have to rebuild it anyway. It's the same shape for 3 levels, so once we build that level, it's fine. We're actually going to make it with our new advanced blueprint. That is a swapping. That one. Sweet. Some corporate people take it too seriously, like personality is fluid. I've been seen myself become more introverted than extrovert. Yeah, I hate that spectrum, introverted, extroverted, because most people are not one-dimensional. Like, oh, you're introverted, so that means no. That's like maybe in a corporate context, but you should see me with my friends, or like, oh yeah, I'm introverted. Yeah, but I'm standing here in front of all of you guys, but that, oh, you can't do that because you're an introvert. Like, and it's it also sort of and that's another one. Like, it's becomes, when things become binary, you could probably be like, yeah, I'm more like 35% is introverted and 65% extroverted. Maybe you could sort of do on a scale and go like, I'm leaning more towards extroverted, but you know, I also and I think most people are not one or the other. Even the most sort of extroverted people will also just be like, okay, I've had enough, I need to. But like when my girlfriend, one of them, she is always the life of the party. And she is like, she will always, like, she comes in, she has such a presence, it's amazing, but she also has social anxiety. So sometimes if she comes to a place, a party, and the mood is just, she can't figure out how to navigate it, completely introvert. And I'm like, oh, but you can only be one or the other. You can't be both. Like, that, don't like. You are going to be rotate counterclockwise. That's the shape we need. And then we need it colored. Yeah. But I also understand that if you are working with lots of people and let's say you're working in an HR department, and then some manager comes to you and says, I really have a problem motivating this character, this person. And then if you want to be of assistance as an HR person, then maybe it's a good idea to sort of, you can look at it and go like, oh, maybe this person should be motivated by encouragement, because that works on everyone, right? Hello, Ghost of Phoenix. You fit in, yeah, extroversion doesn't mean you fit in everyone. No. And there's also a thing like, there's such an idea that you want to, you have to fix introverted people so that they can be extroverted, or they can work in at a party. Like, could we please also tell the extroverted to sit down, shut up, and listen for a little bit? Because, you know, that's at least as important. But no, it's the introverted people who need to be more extroverted. It's not the extroverted who need to be actually listen for a second. Because there is sort of an implied better. It's better to be extroverted than introverted. Societal. Definitely don't agree with it, but, you know, I feel that that's a perception. And here's the string. Definitely easier to rebuild it from scratch. Especially if I also do that one. To talk about HR hell. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking about something. It started from me from a date asking about my MBTI profile. Myers-Briggs personality tests. And I was like, nah. Corporate horoscopes. Okay, so this one's done. We can do this really weird one. That's not this one. Let's not ruin that. Yeah. I can't see that I need any of this retained. It's such a weird shape. Okay, so the first one is a star, but it's cut in half. Okay. Split side by side on the star. And then yeah. Yeah, they both need to be turned the same way. So let's see, the top one has to be yellow and the bottom one blue. Top one yellow, bottom one blue. So that one blue. Much easier. There we go. I think that the extrovert over introvert is because it is more natural to hear how the world works from the extrovert perspective, unfortunately. Yes. Hey, we got a milestone completed. Pin pusher. Bloop, bloop, bloop. We got some points here. Nice. Pushes pins underneath. So when we want to get pins at the top level, how do I do that? How do we do that? I can't remember that. That's like simple enough, but we'll get it. I'll find out. And then we should have some of these ones because they've been accruing for so long time. There we go. We just got 1,000,000 points. And even more million points. 77. So just 3 more points and we actually can get our last upgrades we need. I had a shape that was red on 2 levels. I was like, okay, I'll stack them and then paint. And don't paint the top level. It does. But now you know. Alright, so I got this. Yep. That was the first level. Second level is... Oh, that's actually also an interesting level. Or an interesting shape. Everything is an interesting shape. Because that is our new shape. Woo! Goes here. And now it's just the other one that we need to delete. See, that's now the shape we want. Yay! And that needs to rotate 180. And then it... maybe it needs to be cut first. Let's see. No. There we go. That's true. There's a white circle there. Thank you. Right, so this one. Yes, that is correct. Need you yellow and you... I think I want to rotate them first, even though I technically don't need it, but it's just kind of my consistent style here. I'm just making sure that it looks correct. So now I can see what's going on. So yellow and blue. Blue is luckily closer. That makes it easier. Because that's blue. Color mixing here. Nice. And then back on one lane. And you get an extra one. That gets us up until the... so that's again a star that cut in half. So we cut the star in half. That's basically what we've done over here. Yay, I managed to not ruin it. That one. When you're both in a team, it could be chaos. Explain to the introvert to speak. Not be afraid to explain to the extrovert to be patient and listen and not cut to explain his life. Hold on, I just need to check. Both my kids are up right now, and they shouldn't be, so 2 seconds. Weird. They're just queuing. Yeah. I worked for my bachelor project with a very introverted guy. I'm not particularly introverted. And he was very much a thorough. And I'm very much just, let's try it. Comparatively at least. So it was, on paper, was just a complete clash, but we worked incredibly well together because there were some things where we sort of acknowledged that his methodology was better and some places when my methodology was better. Okay, so it's red over white over red. Okay, so this is red. Perfect. And I think that's the strength of it. If you can leverage your differences. Yeah. And that's the second to last level. This is an advanced shape. And the last level is great, but perfect can be the enemy of good. Yes. We had like one case where we had like, oh man, there's so many records that we have to go through and figure out which ones are incorrect. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just start scrolling through and looking through them. And he was like, no, there must be some way we can analyze it. And it was just completely symptomatic of I was just start brute forcing. I was just looking at it, go like, nah, it'll take half an hour. I'll just brute force it, whatever. And he would rather be spending 29 minutes and then coming up with a solution of writing a script and then doing it. So it's whatever, right? Like that comparison. And we would both see that sometimes one thing worked and sometimes the other thing worked, but we also had our natural proclivities to do it one way or the other. Oh, we should finally use our new design here. Let's see if that works. This one. Is that the right shapes? Yes, the wedge and the square. That's the wedge, and then you are... I think that's great when it works like that. And they're both yellow, right? Whoops. Yes, both yellow. So, write them back. Whee! Finally. And there you go. We got another operator level, and that means we can finally unlock the fastest belts, the fastest cutting, the fastest stacking, and the fastest painting. Woohoo! That's amazing. Now the rest is junk. It's complete junk. Maybe this one will eventually be nice, but... If it takes you 1 hour to automate something that takes 30 minutes, it's totally worth it. sometimes. But I agree. Like generally, if you do something brute force, then you find out that, oh, I need to do it again because I didn't have the updated data set, or you do something. And yeah, and if you've automated it, yes. But there will also be someone who will be spending a week's worth of development fixing something that takes 2 minutes to manually correct, just from the principle of it should be automated. And I worked as a product manager, so that is that was me who had to guide the organization towards the right balance. Because it sure as hell weren't the architects, because the architects were always like, well, we should make it fully automated. I was like, yep, we should, but it's not going to be, no one's going to pay for it. And we have other things that are more important. So we'll write an SOP, tell the business to double check this once a month, and then whatever, move on. Looks cute, this shape. Yeah, it depends on how often you use it, yes. But the thing is, you probably end up underestimating, like, even anything you do once, then you end up going like, fuck, this is now the third time I do this same task once that I was said I wanted to do, and I was only going to do once. And, well, that's kind of, that happens. It definitely happens. Okay, so, let's see. Good. Whew. No pins on this one. Weird. Still no pins. Here you go. Finally some pins. And then it gets combined into some angry shape. And this is not the final shape. There's one more shape. The pin is like the most boring design you can imagine. Okay, so which one is no longer relevant? You are making that shape. That's very relevant. And this shape is no longer relevant. So we can delete the whole damn thing here. There you go. And then we do the pins. I think I need to start. I think I do this. Oops. This cutter. Kill that level. Kill that level. And these are now going to be pins. Dude. Yep, 3 of these. It's really hard to see that they have pins underneath, but they do. And then we have this shape. Where are we going to save it? I don't know. Pins and crystals should probably maybe be one. Okay. Pin. It's a small one. It's a little pinny thing. There. What is the icon for pinning? Oh, that doesn't help me. Maybe we'll just do that so we can see that it's pins. Stacking. Let's call it stacking. It's kind of a stacking, right? P dash, yeah, okay. At my work, we do a lot of pair programming. I feel like we generate a lot of good ideas when we come together. A balance of let's get started and let's do the right thing. Having two people on a project helps, not jumping down random rabbit hole. Yes, I can also see that from me doing this kind of thing. Like, it is so common that for a YouTube video, I miss something completely trivial, and then the comment section is just full of, oh my god, the left one is not working. I've been yelling at the screen for the last 30 minutes. That would never happen on a live stream, because you would be like, look, you're missing a belt over there. And that's the benefit of pair programming. Also catches a lot of those things where you're just blind to your own mistakes, but someone else will immediately see it. However, does it double the productivity? I doubt it. I really doubt that it makes it twice as effective. Okay, so here's the thing. How the hell do we make this shape? P dash. Oh, no. I was thinking... with crystals. Well, that's weird because it's enabled now, so... yeah, I was thinking the same thing with crystals, but that's not an option because this is before crystals. Like, literally to unlock it, we have to have it. So we do need to find a way, and I can't remember how it is. Like, the only way I can remember is if you sort of push it all the way up, then if you have something on level 5, and then you have something else, and then you push it up, then the top level disappears, and then you have those at the top. Top will get raised, and the pills will fall down. Is there an unstacker? No, there's no unstacker. That's the thing. But if I like, if the pins fall down, then they have to be at level 4, and then you stack it on top of something else, goes to level 5, and then they fall down. No, they don't fall down because they're standing on something. So how do you get level 1, 2, and 3, and 4 out so that you get that left? Because we also have to do it here, for example. Like, how do we get that one? Well, that's actually maybe not the worst one, because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. That's easy, but how do we get that one? One level of pins. Only one quadrant tower and stack of full pins shapes on top. Okay, so this is basically done by 2 halves, where so I have one shape that is, let's say, a circle plus pins, and then I have another shape that is only the left half, but that is 4 tiles high. So when I stack them on top, it'll be 4 stacks half circle, 2 pins at the top, and the other 2 pins will fall down, and I can cut that out and do that 2 times. Let's try that. Not that this is the one I want, but it's the one now I want to see if that's a thing. So I'd have to stack this one on top of something that has 4 levels already. Nope, not it. I need to cut everything in half. Woohoo! Need to do that one. You could have cut a stack shape. Yeah, that's true. But that's too easy. I think the reason why I don't want to do that is because then I build the wrong shape and then I have to remember later on to fix it, which sort of kind of bugs me. That one got in that really quickly compared to the other ones. Or actually, it's the time it takes to flow through this one that's... It takes way more time to flow through here than it does anything else. Do we know what we're getting out of it? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we know. Oh, it's a little kitty peeking over. Nice. Okay, so now we know. Now we know. All right, this shape. Let's see. Where is that? This is the previous one. So, what do we have? So, if I was building this out in the world, I would build the white star and then cut it. But that's not how we do things with this modular setup. Oops. Yeah, we brute force and ignorance is how we do things. It's just simpler. So the first one is a partial star that we see if it's correctly placed. It is. Then we do that's the first shape. Next one is this wedge and that, so that means the wedge and the circle, and which one is placed incorrectly. For the second level, that is, you need to be rotated, and then they merge. And then they color blue. Should be fine. I got another point. 8. Ooh. And level 3 is the spike again. So you can kind of use this ish. And that's now white. And the final level is the same as this one, except different. Yep. And that's going to be teal. I love how fast this is, and that's just in. So that's the shape. Good. And this one's almost done. And that is also the final one. When is the crystals coming? Oh, that's a happy one. There, first crystals. Yeah, okay, you really get to go into figuring out how to work with crystals. There are some exceptions where I can't use this part here for the crystals. Or I can use it, but I have to sort of hack my way out of it. Right, so this one's done, and we want to get confirmation that this is actually working. Done. Now it gets a little bit sort of, whoops, weird that, okay, we actually have everything we want. There's nothing here that we want. Like, do we want an overflow of glitter? No. Or that one? No. We can get a larger stack here, that one. So wire basics is the next one, and then so basically in 140, 155 points, we have nothing to upgrade. But I'm also going a little bit aggressive on these tasks. Right, I want to see if this works. Come on. And do you know what you are putting? Yes, you do know what you are putting. And it looks correct. I mean, it always looks correct. And then the question is if you can remember that or know that now. I don't think so. Oh, you can. Okay, well, that's confirmed. Good. Right. I think another thing that might be worth it is actually... Oof. Those pins? I don't know how I'm going to do that pin. This one's pretty simple. Right, that's the same shape as I have. It's just better colors. That doubles it. But this one, oof. The overflow is marginally useful in one case you described previous stream, splitting a shape in two and merging it back after some steps can cause stutters. An overflow can fix the stutters. Yes, but then I mean, in my case, I would have to build a overflow buffer, and it's much simpler just to select everything, press I, and then now it's synchronized again. And that's also the one I'm opting for. This is done. I don't really think I want to do anything more today, because we need to figure out what the next thing is. Let me just look at my calendar, because we can also, let's be honest, streaming this for and getting 3 subs is nothing. Like it was literally before I even started streaming. That doesn't make sense in terms of just people who happen to be renewing their subs. It just doesn't make sense for me to stream this. It is completely dead. And I do appreciate you watching, but 3 subs is way less what would be the natural renewal of on a stream. So yeah, not really working. And I also understand that, yeah, Shapez is maybe it's outplayed its thing. The new things we've been looking at it, and now it's just more of the same. We've unlocked everything, then all the stuff, then maybe that's kind of it. I don't know. Honestly, if I'm looking at my schedule, tomorrow I'm going to a play night, and then Saturday I was planning on streaming. I might still, but I don't know what. Sunday is of course Factorio. Monday is Midsummer's Eve, so I'm probably going out. I might be streaming a little bit later because it's like a kids event. Then Wednesday I have translocation next week, and then there's Thursday next week, and then there's Sunday with Factorio. So I basically only have this Saturday and next Thursday as eligible streams remaining before I go on a couple of weeks of summer vacation. So whether we're going to do that there, or maybe I'll boot up some Factorio, or maybe there's some game that we haven't played. Maybe that's for next week on. So 2 Factorio streams and 2 other streams. That's what I have before vacation. Yeah, there was like a game that had a demo, like Railbone or something, which looked, I don't know what it looked like. Oh, right. Okay, no, that was not it. That looks really weird. Tangled branches. It's an Icarus game on top of a train. It seems really weird, but you know, maybe that's an interesting concept. I like this game, but it is not too complex. Fortunately, at the base level, you can stack. Oh, right. That's true. That's true. That's how we did it. We did a build that did. How did we do that? I remember. Oh, we did that for. We actually treated pins as a separate shape, so we actually added a 5th shape. That's the way to do it. I forgot. Yeah. So that's the trick, is that you generate this shape, and once you have this shape, then this just becomes a 5th shape, like square and circle and stuff. And then this one becomes a font, and then it becomes incredibly easy to work with. That's how it works. Yeah, which means that we just make it somewhere out there, make it, get that level, and then once that's done, we ship it back and treat it as another shape. I've been playing a lot of Raft lately. It's been relaxing. Fun game to me, but my vote for news is the game is too old. Yep, exactly. Yeah. I mean, exploration games and stuff, the survival games, we kind of want to play them when they're new. Yeah, so anyway, if you guys have any ideas for a game we should review next week, or just let's try it, then be sure to tag me in Discord, and it should be a new game and not an old game. So yeah, but anyway, otherwise I have the sort of a fallback, but I'm not gonna say it because then you might want to do that instead. So let's see. So anyway, there will be maybe a stream on Saturday, and there will definitely be a Factorio stream on Sunday. So that's the plan for now. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you to the 3 people subscribing today. I've been playing Oddsparks, but I don't think Nerds would like it. I played Oddsparks. It just seems a little bit too much like Stardew Valley. Yeah, Dune Awakening would be a cool idea. Yeah, I also think so, but it's kind of weird to start it up, and then the only thing I could do is like I could start it up and get hooked on it, and then we're like, oh my god, I need more of this, and then we'll see it from there. Anyway, blueprints will be updated after the video tomorrow, so you can get them there if you are interested. Thank you for watching. Good night. Take care, and stay effective.